Hello. Hello. Hello, hello. Hello, hello, everyone. Good evening, good afternoon. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And nice to see you here. First of all, it's always nice to have someone watching the stream and following our progress in this crazy project that I'm carrying around since 20 plus years. You know, it's always a nice feeling to work on this game. Even if I know that I mean it would be extremely hard to make it a real nice game, considering that I'm dedicating only my spare time, right? But you're continuously making improvements, and we are adding new features and new stuff, so it's always nice. It's always nice. Yeah. So I had a long weekend, did a lot of stuff with some friends, and yeah, I'm a bit tired due to that, but I'm here, and I think we can easily work on this. So we are working on transports, right? Let me change the music. Okay. We were working on transports, right? And that is the list, right? That is the list of stuff that we wanted to do. So the rotating wheels on the wagon, the wheels that are detecting forward or backward, and so change the rotation based on that. The ability to attach the wagon to a beast. Also, we did the ability to attach the wagon to a player. Well, actually, we did it for now in a separate project, so I don't know exactly how. So attach wagon to player, right? Yep. So we did that. Yep. And then, even if yesterday, well, 2 days ago, maybe I was a bit busy. Ba ba da bam. Ba ba da bam. Um. Ba-ba-da-bam. Ba-ba-da-bam. I'm just checking if... I'm just checking. Um, so, I can show you where I am. I can show you where I am in terms of development. Hello, Hula. Hey, good evening. Hey, Constrabus. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. So, yeah, I'm trying to understand where we are with this cart thingy, right? So we have the cart attached to the player. I added the impossible to rotate. Like now I'm pressing A and D, and the character does nothing, because you can actually rotate only when you move forward, right? Like this. So it gives you a bit of a more of a sense of a real cart, right? And plus, as you can see, the wheels are following, well, it's not following exactly in that case, but I don't know why actually. Up to there it looks pretty good. If I go forward, because it's the middle. Yeah, we have a bit of a problem when the middle goes down, right? You see the red line trace in the middle of the cart. Yeah, so at the moment is exactly on the verge of the edge, right? And if I go more forward, it will go down. Yeah, and there is also that problem that we have somehow to fix. But you know, I think players in general we just move like this. So I think that it would be fine, right? You will be fine. So I would say that the slow movement while driving the cart seems to be pretty much in place, right? And again, you may have areas like this where the middle is really different from the sides, and so the cart will fly a bit, right? You see, like this wheel is pretty good, but this wheel is kind of flying, and the reason is that there is a difference between the middle and the sides. So Yeah, you see, like in this position, it looks. But consider that these slopes are pretty extreme, right? So it's probably not going to be like this in a real scenario, right? Right. I think it's a bit weird that when you go back, you have to rotate the other way. It confused me a lot. Yeah, if you push on a wall, I think it's fine. I mean, I think overall is okay, right? For our purposes, I think it's not perfect. I understand it's not perfect, and but I'm fine with that. I think I'm fine to keep it non-perfect, right? I mean, it's because yeah, we may spend maybe 3 other days, you know, just trying to make it perfect, but I think will be hard, right? Will be hard. Okay, you forgot your skin. Okay. I can change it. Okay, sorry, I'm back. I was just sneezing. You forgot your skin? Okay, and the character linked to the cart with some ladder link? What do you mean by ladder link? I think it should be... I think we can put an horizontal wooden beam or something. But... I don't know. I don't know. I want to... I think the turning radius for PC to leg would be much better. This turning radius is much more accurate for Riven since for legs that don't don't sidestep. Yeah, the problem is that if I allow a stronger rotation, it basically looks like you are sliding, right? So I have to be a bit careful, but I understand what you mean. We can try to push it a bit more, right? So basically, don't remember where, but we have a variable that is deciding on the, here it is. I think this one is deciding on the side rotate, on the turning, right? Yeah. The problem is if we boost it too much, you will see sliding, right? So we can try, I don't know, 30 instead of 20 and see what happens, right? Yeah, you see that it starts to slide, right? If you look what it's doing, the feeling is that it's really sliding. And if I go more, that obviously I can put any number I want, right? If I put 60, now it's really sliding. Now you may say, oh, with your hands you are pulling it to the side, but I think it looks very weird, right? You can do something like this. I think in a real cart it will not really work this way. Unless you have the two wheels independent, right? This is probably, yeah, at the moment we do not have the two wheels independent. So the two wheels are moving together. So the whole thing is move. So when I rotate, actually I rotate, because you know what is the problem? When I rotate the character, the player, right? Hello, Mick Chalo, hey. When I rotate the player, this guy. I don't rotate on the wheels, right? But in reality, I should rotate on the wheels and kind of sidestep with my character, right? I understand that, but that is not very easy to do. So just to say it again. Just to say it again. At the moment, we are rotating. We are rotating here, right? And somehow the wheels are forced to slide on the side based on this rotation. So imagine there is like a strong hook point, right? And so the cart is forced to slide when I rotate my character. Probably a better way would be to allow the two wheels to be independent and have the rotation actually happen here, right? In this point. And if the rotation happen here, then I will have the same problem, but with my character. So my character will slide, right? My character will slide, and basically we'll have to he will have to sidestep, right? Which means another animation, and I mean it's not super easy. I want to invite you my new Discord made yesterday, but it's still new. We need to relocate on the wheel axis. Yeah, I understand. The problem is that the owner. The problem is that we are attaching the cart, right? We are attaching the cart to the player. And the player is the controller. Because I cannot have the cart as the controller. Yeah, and also we don't have side steps, so it's a bit of a... It's a bit of a mess, actually. But I understand what you mean, so yeah, it would probably be better so that you can, you know... This wheel can stand still, and this wheel can rotate this way, right? Can I share the link? No, you cannot share. I mean, the links are automatically moderated and removed, so no, you cannot share the link. I'm sorry. Now, if you want to make it, I mean, we may keep it this way, right? But obviously, this way, I'm really, you see, I mean, it looks like my cart is really sliding, right? But it is way more controllable than before. So I can basically rotate, you know, pretty much in place if I want. I can nearly, well, not really, but I can rotate in a very small radius, right? While if I keep the setting that I have, we can tweak it a bit, but pretty much I don't think we will solve the problem. If I keep it at 20 like I did, maybe 20 is a bit too little, but you see? Here you have a very small turning radius. So if you want to turn, you really need to do this, right? You can do it, but you really need to do this. If you want to turn in place, you have to do this. If you want to turn like this, the radius is so big that we are not really going to do it. Now maybe I exaggerated, right? Maybe I exaggerated the non-slide. So I don't know what is a good compromise, right? I don't know what is a good compromise, but probably 20 is too low, 50 or 60 is too high. So maybe we go with a, I don't know, a 35 and it will be acceptable, right? So depending a bit on, yeah, it's still fairly big. You see how big is the circle to actually close it? But anyway, guys, we are not making the next GTA 5 or 6, right? So we're not making the next GTA, so it's okay. I mean, it's already good, and I really like how it bounces, right? How it bounces on these hills and such. So I think the simulation is already fairly nice to look at, and I'm pretty happy. I think we may have maybe some cars that are a bit more easy to drive than others, right? So maybe we can have a car that costs more, that is easier to drive, and maybe another one that has more capacity and such. Also, I don't know if we should change this based on the weight that you have. Like, so maybe if you have more weight, it's harder to maneuver. I mean, for sure, if you have more weight, you have to go slower. I mean, that's for sure. I don't know if we have it here, but I think it should be on our list. I think it is based on weight. Now, significantly slow the movement while pulling the cart. I think this one is basically done, right? I think this one is done. Now, the problem here is how to store the goods, right? How to store the goods. Just a second. Sorry, someone sent me a picture of this weekend, so we're just checking that. So yeah, the problem here is how to add the goods to the cart, right? How to add the goods to the cart. and we said, oh, we can do a very complex one, right? Where we have space management. So we basically have a vertical horizontal grid where we place boxes and then we have a complex one where the cart is actually empty and the boxes are appearing when we drop them into the cart. And you have a predefined fixed slot based on the cart type. You can drop it on a crate. You can drop empty crate and fill it. And then there is kind of a medium complexity, which is, I think, is the one that I'm probably shooting for. I don't know, guys, if you can give me also your idea of what you think it should be. And then the lowest possible is just to say, oh, the beast or the player has the inventory and we show no card and GG. But I think that at the moment I'm thinking that if we create a card that has boxes already on and we create different type of cards, right? So we can decide so what I'm saying is that we could have now, yeah, here is a bit it is a bit problematic because I changed the cart. Let me try again, but I think on the beast it doesn't work anymore because I did so many changes. Well, actually on the beast it kind of works. Okay, fine. So what I'm saying is that if our cart already has boxes, right? Already has boxes attached, which I think is the easiest. Right? So we add a new whatever. By the way, it doesn't have to be perfect, it's just now, the only thing that is a bit weird is that we may say, oh, there are different card types with different capacity, right? And I mean, the thing that looks a bit stupid is that you may say, oh, just put another box at the top, right? And it will have more capacity. But, Thought I was checking something else. Now, you will say how many is too many. I have no idea. Let's say that, for example, you know, you can have, depending if you attach it to a beast or if you attach it to a human character, right? It may be different. No? So like maybe a beast can carry, I don't know, 2 or 3 large boxes or 5 large boxes. Maybe a human can only carry 1, right? Maybe he can carry based on his strength. Interesting idea. The problem is that I think that you know what we can do? We can yeah, today, sorry, I'm just typing few messages to a friend. Today I went out with a friend and with 2 dogs, right? With 2 dogs, and it was nice because I had to carry around to keep on the leash one of the dogs, right? It was kind of a fun feeling. I never did that. I think it was an interesting feeling to keep a dog on the leash because anyway, you know, there is a bit of a I would say relationship between you and him, right? So sometimes he pulls, sometimes you pull, sometimes it's like you are linked, right? You are linked to the creature, to this animal, and it's kind of nice actually. I mean, it's not maybe a super strong link because they are not my dogs, but at the same time, I think it was kind of nice, right? A nice feeling to carry around the. So yeah, it was. I think it was cool. I think it was cool. I liked it. I liked. So the question I have for you guys is: would you create a cart with all the possible boxes that they are empty? So, like for example, this cart can carry way more than this. Now probably we will have to create kind of new meshes, right? Because having all separate meshes, I think is very inefficient. So probably the best would be the best would be to create a new composition, right? Which is made of those boxes, and we just use on top of the, let me just see if we can do it. I need those things though. Let me see. Things. These are containers or what? I think they are containers. I'm on the other screen, but I'm just searching crate blend. I don't know which one is it, but I assume is one of the. This one do not even have. This one do not even have the texture associated for whatever reason. I also have some crate compositions already made, but yeah, but pretty much what we are saying, right, is that we duplicate this guy and we put it like here. And then probably we duplicate this guys and we put it like here, right? And then we use the crate number 2, which I'm not completely sure if is the one that we want, but we will see. Crate number 2. Okay. There is already a composition. I don't know, what is the name of this guy? It's actually crate 02, so why crate 02? Maybe there is a bit of a wrong extraction here. Yeah. There is a bit of a wrong extraction. Okay, fine. He's saying crate 02 FBX under containers. So why if I open crate 02 I'm getting this shit? That is very strange. That is very, 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 very strange. Does it make sense to have the crates appear as more items are added? Yeah, that's the solution number 2. Is this one. So basically the cart starts empty and you can basically drop boxes, right? Drop boxes and they appear. The problem of that is that I mean, it's a bit more complex to do, right? Because I basically need to decide where the boxes are appearing, in which location. And so I basically need to have a kind of a layout, a predefined layout for every cart with the type of box and the location, right? Which is definitely doable, but I think it's a bit overkill, right, for what I want to do now. I mean, it's definitely better. I agree with you, but but I don't know if I want to do it that way. I really don't know. I think it's a bit overkill. Because then again, for every card, I have to define, you know, how many you have and where, and I don't know. I can do it, but again, this is just a, you know, this is an additional feature of something that we just decided to work on, you know, kind of randomly. So we said, okay, we want a card, right? So this is what, and I started to work on a card, but I feel I should not overdo it, right? I should not now go crazy on a science project where I start to define layouts and space management and all of that. I think I want to do it, but I want to do a first version, right, of it, which is a good balance between usability and Baram, baram, bam. Ba-da-ba-ba-bam, ba-da-ba-ba-ba-dam. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba-dam. Wagon 1 crates. Let's call it Wagon 1 crates. Wagon 1 crates. Okay, so now we have a single mesh, which is a bit easier to manage, right? Which is this. We have a single mesh that we can position. I mean, we are a bit at the limit here. Actually, we are touching the borders pretty much, but it's fine. I think it's okay. Okay, so for example, right? For example, this card will have this setup, right? And now we can have different cards with different setups, right? We can have smaller cards, bigger cards, you know. We can have skins on the cards if you want, right? So They can be blue, red, I mean, it can be wood, metal, we can do what the hell we want. Now, I agree with you that, like in this case, right? Like in this case, it's a bit of a pity that, yeah, the boxes are always the same on this card, right? Would it be just be easier to drop the items into a cart inventory window, remove player management of the boxes themselves? The box didn't show up the same every time we use that fire and the next box shows up. Yeah, but I don't know if I want to do this space management, right? Because I mean, my idea at the moment is that you have this thing and all the boxes are empty, right? So you have this thing and all the boxes are actually empty. And then you right click, like you right click in plane shift on stuff, and this is basically a container. So you view the container, and inside a container you can put whatever you want. And at the moment I'm thinking that your container is the wall cart. Now, what you are suggesting is a bit of an extension to this, right? So I could have the 6 boxes. I mean, we can do it. We can do it. I'm not saying that it's impossible. I'm just saying we could have the 6 boxes separate, right? So that they are really the way I was doing it before. So with so I will need to have 6. I will need to have 6 boxes, 6 static meshes. I mean, it's not a big deal. I mean, we can do it. All right. So I can do something like this, and then as soon as you add or remove items, right, the cart is smart enough to show the additional boxes. I mean, we can do it. Just to say, is it worth it? Well, I think it's nice though. I mean, thinking about it, it's not bad, right? It's not bad. So you have a layout like this. You have a layout like this. And this needs to be named boxes all the time because we have to identify it properly. And now the only problem is that box 02 box 02 cannot be that, right? So we have also to position them properly, which is a bit annoying, but I can do it. I think I can do it. I think I can do it. It's not the easiest in the world, but I think I can do it. So in this case, we have 6 boxes, right? And the cart can start with nothing visible, right? Can start with nothing visible. So the cart can have a function. The cart can have a function that is managing managing the visibility manage the visibility So we add a new function that is called add items. Okay, it's called add items. And at the moment, add items doesn't have any parameter because it's just a dummy thing. But basically what it will do, it will enable a new box every time, right? Now we just do it simple because yes. So basically, this box, so everything should be, all these things should be visibility false as a default, right? Should not be visible. So our cart is empty, right? And then I take each of these things and the cart knows when is his maximum capacity, and he knows which boxes he needs to enable. At the moment I will do it very simple. I will just keep a kind of a count, but obviously in our game we have to do it differently, right? We will have to do it differently. I mean, this is just a hack now, just to show it, right? But obviously it cannot be like this. So every time you go in, right, you increment count items. And then I would say that we can just have a switch, right, on count items at the moment. And we have to start from 1. And it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, okay? And as we go here, and yeah, and then based on whatever number we have, we just, so if it's 1, right, we set the visibility, to true, right? And we do the same for all the other boxes pretty much. So it would be just a very, very simple. And I think that this is also true in our game somehow. The difference will be the calculation of how many items we can manage, right? So how many items we can manage. Needs to be decided by the game itself, right? By our logic, which is not in this project. This project is just a dummy project, right? Outside of everything, it's just a dummy third-person project for Unreal. So yeah, so basically every time we call this, we increment 1, and then based on the number we show the visibility, right? So this should already kind of work. But we have to call, so we can have a key, whatever, K maybe. We can have a key AJ. I don't know if there is already K, probably not. And with this is pressed, we will just get our wagon, right? Assuming that our wagon is always valid for now in this silly, stupid project. And we just call our add items, right? So basically now, basically now what happens is that my cart will start empty. And as soon as I press K, it will add 1 box, right? So it is kind of fairly easy to do actually, right? As you can see. So it didn't work, GG. Why? I didn't connect something or what? Why it worked only for the first guy? What? I don't understand. Why? For some reason it's not. So this one appeared, right? But then because it's local to the function. Yeah, so this one will always be 1. Okay, this is a stupid. Yeah, this one cannot be local. This one cannot be local. This one must be a normal variable. Okay, I have to delete this. It cannot be local. Otherwise it stays as 0 all the time. Fine. Okay. Wait, now I enabled it by default. Visibility off, yep. Okay, so now if I press K, right, the first box appears. If I press K again, the second box appears, third box, fourth box. Now the order may be not correct, but it's the same, right? So yeah, we can do it like this. I think we can do it like this. Now I don't want the player to drop containers into the cart. I want the player to just drop items, and as soon as he drops items, the boxes are appearing, right? So which is a bit out of character, I know, but I think it's the simplest way, right? It is really the simplest way. Yeah, my character still has the and this thing will work also if you have a beast. I think it's exactly the same, right? The same logic. I think it's the same logic. Oh, yeah, I think we can do it this way. It's a bit of a middle ground, and I think I like it. It's not too complex. So basically the wagon needs to have this add items function that knows how much is its total capacity and when to actually make a box visible, right? It needs to know that. Which I think is good. So in our mission, we decided a bit of a middle ground. We decided that the cart starts empty. The boxes appears when, yeah. So basically we are choosing this, but with a different spin, right? It's not exactly as it is written now. The cart starts empty, and as soon as the player drops item, I think I have to delete all of this and redo it because it's too annoying. Predefine and fixed slot based on the card type. You can drop it on a crate. You can drop on it a crate only where allowed. No, but this one was, yeah, this one was a different technique, right? This one was really that you were dropping boxes in predefined places. So I think that what I'm saying is the medium version, right? Is this version here at the bottom. The cart already are the boxes. Let me just rewrite this. So the cart already has all the boxes, but hidden by default, right? Hidden by default. Hidden by default. The player clicks on the cart and sees one container, right? So I think that is the easiest that we can do. He just sees one container. And then he adds items. The cart will know when to show a box, when to make visible a box. The cart will decide, let's say, will decide when to make a box visible. When to make a box visible based on the current number of items contained, right? And obviously the boxes cannot be removed. Well, when you remove the items, the boxes are okay. So this works also when you remove items. So when you remove items, the boxes disappear with the same logic, right? So pretty much, I think this one is the one that we agreed to, right? I think we agree with this one. So this one is the chosen one, because the others are too complex. I don't think I want to do them. I think they are too hard to do, and also there is not a lot of benefit, right? There's not a lot of benefit in this. So, okay, so we choose this, right? We choose the medium. Now that we know that we choose the medium, should we delete the others? Should we delete the others? I think I can move them this side and whatever. I think I can move them away. And we can just say that these ones we didn't select, right? I can like flag them with an X or something. And right, that is the one that we selected, which by the way points to this thing. No, we'll never be able to do this. Anyway, points there. Okay. Fine. So I think we have this, at least in this demo project, right? We have kind of the system working. The problem is that now we need to integrate it into our game, and that's because what we are really missing now, is the ability for the cart to be a container, to be a plane shift container. So how the hell do we do this? Because, I mean, obviously in plane shift you can drop a container. So let's try to go, maybe let's go into the game and think about this, because, So what we know is that the container is the cart, the container is not the player, right? Yes, that's for sure. So the problem is that the player is an APS character object, right, with his own inventory, and the cart doesn't really exist at the moment in our game, right? So yes, it can be a container item. I can create a container. I can create a container object. Yeah, I think I can just create a container object and drop it to the ground, and it will look like this, right? So let's say that if my cart, let me see. The problem is that this needs to be a pawn. Really, this needs to be a pawn? Why needs to be a pawn? Because we need to calculate the speed through the movement component. I don't think so. I don't think that this is needed, because actually we set the mount, right? We set the mount, which is basically the rider. Yeah, I think that is, by the way, is named kind of weird because there is same mount, but this is the driver, right? This one we should call it. Yeah, let's call it driver. I think driver is probably better. Driver, right? So it is who is driving the cart. And all the calculations that we do on the character component, we don't. Strange. Wheels rotation. No, I understand, but wheels rotation. Huh? No, wait, it is. Is the velocity? Yeah, exactly. Is the velocity of the driver, right? Yeah, we are always using the velocity of the driver. We are never using the velocity of the cart. So I don't think that this is really used. Yeah, in fact, it works exactly the same way. Yeah, so the cart can be a normal item. And it is great, because if the cart can be a normal item, I think in our game, we can have it just as a normal container. So in our game, oops, the server didn't go up. The server didn't go up, why? What happened? Preload failure to load item stats. Category 71 because we don't have we didn't load in the categories. Why? I didn't do this. Seems a bit weird, but maybe I didn't. I guess. I guess. Can try again. Yeah, I think if it's just a visual, right? If the crates are just a visual feature of the cart, I think it's perfectly fine. I think we can have it without any hassle, so I think it's a great idea. To have it just as a visual feature, right? So it's not that we are really dropping containers on top of the cart. We are just visually showing these meshes, right? And it looks like it's getting loaded. I think it's good enough. Tonight I'm super tired, guys. I think I will not go very late tonight, but you know, I will try to do what I can. Still loading like a boss. So the question is, can I drop a container that looks like a wagon? Actually, it's a bit more than that. Can I drop a container that is a wagon, right? Can I drop a container that is a wagon? Well, in theory, so what do I have to... So what we are saying is that this wagon object should be an APS item actor. Let me open up 1 second our schema for the classes, because I think it will help me. I think it will help me. Classes, okay. Classes 1, classes 2. So yeah, items, right? I think we just need it as an APS item actor. I don't think we need anything else. I think we need an APS item actor, which then contains our PS item that can be a container. And this APS item actor is, I mean, it's a bit like the interactable actor, right? Because the interactable actor is actually derived from APS item actor. Right? So if I take where are we? If I take this class, PS item interactable, right? PS item interactable, yes, is derived from APS item actor. So it's very similar, right? So we need a kind of a transport. We need a transport class that is actually derived from APS item actor. And now the only question is, should we do it C++ or should we do it blueprints? Well, actually I would like the tick to be really in C++, right? I don't think we should have any tick in blueprints, because it's just a bad idea, right? So now there are a few things. Yeah, but we can put all in C++ as variables, like for example the distance from the wheels, like the height, like all these things that are specific to every cart. I think we can put it in the new C++ class, which is our wagon class, or we can call it transport class, and then we will have the tick, and the tick will only need the mount and the velocity, and then it will have few variables, right? Like this one, which is kind of a clamp, like this one, which is a vector based on the side. Yeah, this one probably will have to be tweaked based on the character that is driving. But yeah, I think if we take this class, right? If we take this class and we make it, let me save everything, right? If I export this class and we move it to our project, I don't know if you are ready to do this, but because I don't know if we already did all we needed in this project, but let's assume yes. Let me see what is. I mean, it's copying over a bunch of crates and shit, but you know what? We copy everything. I don't really care because anyway the duplicate will override, so it's fine. We don't want to override anything because the source, the master is actually our project, right? So at this point, I think it may work. I think it may work decently. Now, I need to create a new item, right? We need to create a new item, which is my wagon item. And the wagon item is not pointing anymore to, yeah, like this guy, right? Like this guy. So, so this will have to be a blueprint. And you may say, can you drop a blueprint? Yes, we can already drop a blueprint because if you think to the campfire, right, or any other object like any light, they are already blueprints. So I think it will actually be fine. But let's see what happens if I change the parent class of this guy. Because at the moment the parent class here is pawn. I will have to change it to PS item actor. Right? PS item actor. And we need to understand if this just blows up or what happens. It looks like it did not blow up, at least up to now. Seems that we have our cart, which is reasonable. And now what we want to say, we want to say that this is our new, right? Copy reference. We want to say that this one is our new. Mesh, right? So 7068, who the hell is 7068? I have no idea. Item stats. 7068. 7068 is the two wheels cart. So this becomes this. Wait. Wait a second. Static mesh. Yeah, wagon 01. Yeah, it's this guy. It's this guy. Is this guy. Okay. So if I do this now what happens? So if I do this, That would be ridiculous if it works. I mean, for sure I can drop it. I think I will be able to drop it and will look like this in game. In theory, yes. Let's start the game and see if I can drop this item into the world. The only thing is that we need a way, right? We need a way to flag this new item as a transport. So basically we need to parent the wagon to APS item actor, right? And this basically we did it, and it seems that it didn't break. But then we need to be able to attach it to our character, like we did in the demo level, right? But now here we are in the real game, so it's really different. It's really different. I mean, here we are in a multiplayer environment with dedicated server and everything, so it's really a different world, right? Compared to why my inventory is always a mess. I don't know. Okay, so if I spawn, I don't know why I have 2 book stands in my inventory, but fine. I have a baked kikiri stuff. Okay, so if I spawn my guy that is what, a 2 carts wheel something. By the way, I think it will not work in this, right? Because I don't think we are supporting blueprints in this view. No? I think we are not. Yeah, exactly. It's not showing anything. This one shows because it's still a static mesh, right? But this one is a blueprint. Oh wow. Now we didn't make this one a container, right? We didn't. So at the moment this is not a container. This is just a simple 2-wheel guy. You know what is a bit weird though? That it dropped it to the ground without any collision. Why this happened? Because this thing does not really have no, it has a simple collision for sure. I cannot understand exactly why when I drop it, it goes inside the ground like that, right? Like if... because the middle... Okay, I think I understand. Because the middle is that. Yeah. Because it is the way it is positioned, yes. The middle is that. So, well, that's kind of annoying, but... If I move it up, I will have then to re-offset the position of the hitch, but maybe we can do it. Maybe we can do it, my boys. Okay, so ignore for a second the fact that it's inside the ground. Okay, we will fix this. We will fix this. But the point is that I can make this thing a container, right? Because there is a real object in game. It is. And do you think that if I move it, the wheels will... no, the wheels will not move. The wheels are not rotating. Because this works only when it's attached and my mount is... Yeah, exactly. And my driver is assigned. Yeah. Exactly. So the wheels are not rotating if I move it this way. Fine. Fine. Well, to make it a container is very easy. To make it a container, the only thing I have to do is to decide the number of slots, right? There is container max size and container max slots. Now, the amount of slots which will be available in this item to store item inside if it's a container, right? And it is the size. So these are the slots. So we can say, for example, 64 slots, right? Which I guess is a lot, but and the container max size, we will have to decide it, right? I don't know how much it will be, but for now, let's go crazy high. That's fine. For now, let's go crazy high, just for just to be sure that we don't have any constraint here. Okay, one row affected. So if I pick this up, what was it? 7068. 7068, huh? 7068. So if I reload item 7068, now it should be a container, right? So if I right click on it, now the fact that I have it in my it's probably not doing it. No, I think I also need to flag it somehow as a container. This is not enough. This is not enough. I think I don't remember if the flag. Yeah, I think that the flags needs to be container. Otherwise, can't start renameable. I don't know if I want to flag it as a transport or not, but I think we will have to. Because the ability to actually be attached to a character needs to come through a flag, and the flag needs to sit on item stats. Right, so I think I need to do it this way. think I need to do it this way. And do we want to say transport here? I think we want to say transport because I think that is the only flag. Well, we have item type. Whoop. So yeah, I think we can go like this. I don't know if there is an unrecognized flag, what it's gonna do, but... Okay. So now this thing is a container and is a transport. Let me see if I can actually reload it or not. Yeah, you see that now it is a transport. It is a container, right? It is a container. So if I drop it again here, and then I look at it, yes, I can actually put items into it. And this container will work exactly like any other container. So I think that this will be fine. The only problem is, well, all this freaking, the combine and the use, I think are very out of place, right? Because I think it's unlikely that this is also a crafting container, right? So I think we can remove those two icons somehow. I have to think how to do it, but definitely I think we can do it. Okay, so basically what we need now, we need a way to attach it to the player. The only way to attach it to the player would be that you right click, right? You right click and you have a new icon, which basically is the attach. And that new icon will be based on the new flag that we call transport. So everything that is a transport, it can be attached. Right? Like a door, for example, right? Like a door that you can open. I'm thinking if the door comes out the same way or not. Like a gate, huh? I don't know if we have a gate. Yeah, we have a gate. But it's only stackable. Doesn't have any other flag here. So the flag... strange though. The lock unlock flag is coming from where? I'm a bit confused about that. Because in those cases is an interactable. I think the interactable is different from this. No, I need a simpler way. I need a simpler way to say that. I think the transport flag is okay actually. Let me try something. Here we have all the flags. Guys, I'm like falling asleep. I'm too tired today. So unfortunately, I think I have to stop the stream. I really hope to be more awake in the next days. But I'm not fully functional today. I'm too tired at this time. But I think we made some progress, right? So we imported it into our game. This thing actually works. It is a container. And I think we, with the flag transport, what we have to do, we have to go here and just flag it properly. So tomorrow, I really hope that this week I can stream a bit more regularly. But tomorrow, I'm meeting an old friend that we decided to meet, and so I think tomorrow evening I will not be here. Okay, so I will see you Tuesday. I will see you Tuesday, same time, 9:30 p.m. European time. And maybe if I can, I will try to stream like 1 hour before dinner tomorrow. No, but I cannot. No, it's impossible. So I will see you Tuesday, okay? I will see you Tuesday, guys. So meanwhile, if you want to follow on Twitch and subscribe on YouTube, that would be nice. We are only 3 followers away from reaching the 900 goal of follows. So if you want to follow, that would be great. Also remember that our game is actually released, and so if you go to our website, you can click on this button, download now, and you can play it for Windows, for Linux, and for Mac, right? So you can do that as well. Okay guys, sorry for the shorter stream, but I'm really tired. I want to go to bed. And I will see you Tuesday. Bye. Bye-bye.